In a world where love and protection were offered on a spiritual level, a person you held dear to your heart betrayed you. This person, who you had dedicated your entire being to, failed to value the love you showered upon them. Their actions have left them as an embodiment of extremely sad energy, a stark contrast to the vibrant spirit you once knew. This person, your person, is well aware of their past actions. They know that they have been a coward, acting selfishly and causing the connection between you two to appear one-sided. It was as if you were the only one investing in the relationship, the only one trying to keep the bond alive. But when you decided to cut them off, to reclaim your energy and focus on your own well-being, they were hit with a harsh reality. They realized how foolish and immature they had been, how they had taken your love for granted. Now, they find themselves in a situation similar to what you had experienced initially. They are going through the same emotional torture, the same breakdown that you had to endure because of their actions. They are now in your place, feeling the intensity of the emotions you once felt, and witnessing the power of the soul connection that they had overlooked. You were too real for them, too genuine in a world where they were living a life of lies. Your authenticity scared them because they were afraid that if you discovered their true self and their actual lifestyle, you would walk away. They feared losing you, not because of the facade they had put up, but because they were afraid of exposing their true selves. But what they failed to realize was that you saw right through them. You loved them, not for their wealth or reputation, but because you felt a deep soul bond with them. You loved them for who they were, not for what they portrayed themselves to be. And this is something they have forgotten. Now, your person is coming to terms with their past actions. They are realizing how arrogant and stupid they were for not understanding your love and the importance you held in their life. They are filled with shame for their behavior, regretting their actions and wishing they could turn back time. They are finally understanding the depth of your love, the love they failed to value when they had the chance. This realization, however, comes too late, serving as a painful reminder of the love they lost due to their arrogance and stupidity. Before I met you, my life was just like anyone else's. I was caught in the monotonous cycle of daily life, burdened with a multitude of responsibilities that seemed to pile up endlessly. Every day was a repetition of the last, a routine that was as predictable as the rising and setting of the sun. I would wake up, go about my tasks, and then retire for the night, only to repeat the same cycle the next day. I was a creature of habit, doing things even if I didn't want to, especially if those around me expected it. It was as if I was living my life on autopilot, mechanically performing tasks without any real desire or passion. I would accept tasks handed to me, regardless of whether they were something I wanted to do or not. The opinions and expectations of others held a significant influence over my actions. I was more concerned about fulfilling their expectations than listening to my own desires and needs. One of the most prominent aspects of my life was the constant need for validation. I was always seeking approval from others, striving to appear perfect in everyone's eyes. It was as if I was wearing a mask, hiding my true self from the world. I was so consumed with the idea of being perceived as perfect that I often ignored my own feelings. Regardless of the loneliness or sadness I felt inside, I would put on a brave face and pretend everything was fine. I had many questions, questions that kept me awake at night, questions that seemed to have no answers. But I always felt as though I was the only one asking them. I was afraid to voice these questions, fearing that others would perceive me as weak or vulnerable. I believed that as a man, I was expected to be strong and unyielding, and asking questions would shatter this image. Consequently, I kept moving forward in life, not realizing the extent of the emotions I was suppressing. I was so focused on maintaining my image and fulfilling my responsibilities that I ignored the emotional turmoil brewing within me. I was suppressing my feelings, pushing them down, and pretending they didn't exist. But emotions, when suppressed, have a way of resurfacing, often with a greater intensity. Now, these suppressed emotions are causing me immense pain. It's as if all the emotions I had been ignoring are now demanding to be acknowledged. It's a pain that's hard to describe, a pain that's as real as any physical wound. It's a reminder of all the emotions I've ignored, all the questions I've left unanswered, and all the desires I've neglected. In retrospect, I realized that my life before I met you was a life lived in denial. I was denying my feelings, my desires, and my needs. But meeting you has made me realize the importance of acknowledging these aspects of myself. It has taught me the importance of living authentically and not suppressing my emotions. And for that, I am grateful. Indeed, I am the great pretender, a master of illusion, skillfully projecting an image of wellness while concealing my true needs. My loneliness is my best kept secret, a private sorrow hidden behind the mask I wear for the world. The version of me that I present to the outside world is a picture of confidence, happiness, and contentment with my decisions. However, deep inside, I grapple with immense anxiety, a constant companion that leads me to keep people at a significant emotional distance. The world inside of me is a stark contrast to the one I show. It's a world filled with introspection and contemplation. I spend countless hours thinking about you, about us, and our connection. You are the only one who can calm the storm that rages inside of me. Yet, in a moment of fear and uncertainty, I pushed you away. I was faced with a choice and I chose the easy route, the path of least resistance. Despite appearances, I spend a lot of time alone, lost in my thoughts, contemplating everything. Beneath the surface, I am a hopeless romantic, but I hide it under the facade of being macho and full of myself. It's a defense mechanism, a shield to protect me from the fear of getting hurt. I know you love me and I love you too. But I lied and told you I made the right decision because admitting I was wrong would mean crushing my ego. I lied about many things, especially when I told you I didn't love you. I am still mesmerized by you, captivated by your presence, but now it's from a distance. I hope you don't know about this. I have been feeling very weak and emotionally drained as time has passed without communication with you. I feel my karma is that I am forever stunned by the things you have said to me. I know most of it was true, but it's making me have to look at myself. I feel down on myself and I don't feel strong at all. I feel horrible about the things I have said and done. The weight of my actions bears heavily on me. I know it seemed like I walked away from our connection effortlessly, but I didn't. Here I am, still longing for you. I don't know what it is that always brings me back to you. I want to take responsibility for whatever I did. Please put your suits down and be gentle with me again. I yearn for your understanding and forgiveness. I yearn for a chance to make things right. I yearn for you.